This is the English Literature Web YouTube channel. I am Prof.L.B.Gayakawad is teaching today on the topic Ice and Fire by Edmund Spenser. Ice and Fire is the particular poem which is written by Edmund Spenser in 1595. Edmund Spenser is the particular poet who has been a very much popular poet in the English literature. This poem is conceived on the love of the lovers who have been caught in the honest love, and the lovers are the particular symbols by whom or by which the poet is describing the real definition of the love. This poem tells us about the experiences of the love and the lovers. Remember, the poet is expressing here about the love of the lovers, and this is the poem in which the lovers are telling their experiences. It means here the poet himself is telling his own experiences of his love with his beloved, that is, we can say with his wife. Or the poet has said here that the life is nothing but the particular love between the man and woman, or suppose between the husband and wife. If there is no love in the family, then family or the society cannot run properly. That is the main message of writing this poem. And that's why here the lovers are there, the beloved is there, the lover is there, and they are sharing their own experiences with each other. And the poet has given here the images, and the images are ice and fire. Ice is the particular image which is related with the water, and the fire is the image which is related with the hotness, or we can say this is related with the fire which is always burning, or the fire which kills always anything, that is called fire. These lovers express their feelings of the love. Here the feelings of the love, because the feelings of the love are very different from the feelings of the common man. Actually, the common man cannot learn, or the common man cannot understand the effects of real love. The common man never lives the real love, and he lives the love which is full of problems. That's why here Edmund Spenser has written this poem to give the message to the common man, that this common man must understand the importance of the love, real love, that is, we can say the platonic love, or I will say the Miltonic love, or I will say the particular spiritual love he wants to express here. The poem is an imaginary masterpiece, as this is the story is happening at the imaginary place. Here there are the 2 points. The first point is that this poem is the masterpiece, means this is the famous poem which has got the publicity too much, and that's why this is the imaginary poem, but is the masterpiece, because this story of the poem is happening at the imaginary place. Means the poet has not given the real place there. The place is imaginary, and that's why this poem is imaginary, and the lovers are also imaginary. But the structure of this poem is very much different, and that's why this poem has become really the masterpiece of Edmund Spenser. The imaginary place is the lover's mind. Remember, here the poet has taken the place of the lovers, and that place is the minds of the lovers. Means the lovers are living in the minds of each other. Means the minds are the particular thing which is very much, or which uh, the minds, I will say, are very much important, because if there is no marriage of true minds, then the love cannot be successful. And in this way here, the poet has given particularly the message to the minds, because minds, if are united, then the real love happens, or the honest love happens. And that's why here the poet has given the imaginary place, and that imaginary place is the minds. This is the story of the human mind, which is involved in the true love. Here, the explanation goes ahead that this is the story of the human mind. Human mind means this is the story of every person. This is the story of every man, because every man has the particular mind, but that mind doesn't know the importance of the real love. And that's why here the poet has written this poem to emphasize the importance or significance of the particular love, which is very essential to make common man's life very happy. And therefore, in this mind, there are the lovers, or there are the loves of the two persons, that is, we can say, beloved and the lover. And only for the emphasis of the particular love, he has explained here the true love of the lovers. And through these two examples, he has given us the definition of the true love. This true love is shown with the symbols of ice and fire. The poet has used here the two symbols. The first symbol he has used is the ice, and the second symbol he has used is the fire. The poet compares the ice with the fire. Remember, the poet wants to make the comparison between the ice, that is related with the water, and the fire, which is related with the burning place always. Fire is always the burning place. And here the poet compares the fire with the ice, or the ice with the fire. These two symbols, or these two images, are really very strong images by which this poem has happened, the best popular or masterpiece of Edmund Spenser. This comparison is very much typical, as the ice and fire are the opposite images. Remember, the poet has taken these two images, which are really very typical images, because these images are the opposite images. Means fire is water, and fire is the particular burning, that is, we can say, hotness, and there is the ice, which is water. Through these two examples, or through these images, or through these, I will say, the particular objects, the poet wants to say that the lovers are like the ice and fire. The beloved, that is the woman, is like the ice, because ice is always cold and silent, and the fire is always very hot. That's why the poet says here that the woman should be silent, and if the man is like the fire. And if these two come together, then exactly the life goes very happily, because if the fire is burning too much, or if the fire is very hot, then the ice is there in the form of the water, and that ice makes silent to the fire. So these are the two images, or I will say the symbols, through which the poet has explained very nice philosophy here, and he has taken the theme of love there. This comparison is very much typical, that's why we can see. Still, according to the poet, the real love changes the situation. Remember, the main purpose of writing or conceiving this poem is that the poet wants to say that if the love is real and if the lovers are loving with minds, with heart, and with soul, then anything in the life changes, because love is the factor which is responsible to make man's life very much happy. So the poet says here that if they are true lovers, or if they are the Miltonic lovers, or I will say the Platonic lovers or spiritual lovers, then it is very much true that these lovers will be really very essential lovers to change the problematic situation of their lives. And that's why here the poet has taken the images of the ice and fire. As the fire doesn't melt the ice, because remember the poet says that the ice is particular factor or image or the object which will not be burned by the particular fire, because if there is the biggest fire, that fire cannot burn easily the ice. So the beloved is the particular thing, the particular object, the particular personality in the life of the lover, who will not be easily finished or killed by the lover. So the beloved is very essential, and lover is also essential. Then the poet says that the ice never makes silent to the fire. Remember again, the ice is the particular object which never makes silent to the fire, because the if the fire is burning, then the ice is also very much I will say not responsible here to make silent the fire. Means here the poet has given the self, or I will say the separate identities of the two persons, that is called man and woman, who are really separate things, or who have their own existence, because the fire has its own existence and ice has also its own existence. In this way, the poet has explained the philosophy of love through these two images. Edmund has used such words here in the poem that they have made the poem very alive. Remember, the vocabulary or the words or the phrases which have been used by Edmund Spenser is very much nice. The words are very much, I will say, very popular words or grammatical words or very uh, commenting words or very philosophical words, by which the poem has become very much alive. Means the poem is such that everyone wants to read and everyone wants to recite this poem, because the words or the vocabulary of the poem has made this poem very alive. It means only the poet's words have picturized the love story there. Means it is therefore said that only the words of Edmund Spenser are responsible to picturize that story of the lovers. If such type of words were not there, then the story of the poem wouldn't have been there. And that's why here the real theme, or I will say the real medium of this poem, is his particular words or his vocabulary. The words are related with the love. They are hot, cold, freeze, hard, and then I will say frozen. So remember here, the poet has used there the words, or I will say the images or I will say he has used the particular symbols, and these symbols are related with the hotness, coldness, freeze, I will say freeziness, I will say, and then a hard frozen situation. Means these all the images are there which are really related with the sense of the love, or with the sense of the particular man's uh, responsible life, which is related with the love. So here today we have finished the first part of the poem Ice and Fire by Edmund Spenser. We will meet again in the next period. Thank you very much.